The skies above Cairn Prime were burning. Colonel Trask of the Valari Defense Fleet stood on the shattered balcony of his command post, staring at the endless horizon of enemy ships. The invading Dralek horde had come in numbers too vast to count. For weeks, the Valari had sent desperate pleas for assistance to every allied world. Only one answered: Earth. Trask remembered the Council's reaction when the human message arrived. "We received your call. Reinforcements en route." "They are primitives," one minister scoffed. "Still testing warp drives. Still splitting atoms for power." "They will die first," another said. But now, as the last Valari lines began to break, a new signal appeared on the horizon. A human fleet. At first, the Valari thought it a token gesture. 10 warships, dwarfed by the Dralek armada. Yet, as the fleet deployed, the humans didn't form a defensive line. They formed a spear. "Identify their formation," Trask ordered. His aide hesitated. It does not match any known defensive pattern, sir." Then the sky tore open. The humans unleashed weapons the Valari had never seen. Rods of tungsten dropped at orbital velocity, kinetic strikes that ignited the atmosphere. Entire Dralek carriers split apart without a single energy beam fired. Shockwaves flattened miles of enemy lines. The Valari troops froze. This was not support. This was annihilation. Next came the ground teams. Human drop pods slammed into the soil like meteors, opening to reveal soldiers encased in rugged, ugly armor. No shields, no grace, just raw power and a haze of smoke that followed them everywhere. Trask watched as a single human squad dismantled an enemy artillery nest in under 4 minutes, using weapons that chewed through alloy like paper. "They are fearless," his aide whispered. "No," Trask said, gripping the balcony rail as another Dralek cruiser erupted in fire. "They are furious." Within hours, the battle turned. The Dralek horde, used to calculated attrition and slow advances, faced something they had never prepared for: war without restraint. By nightfall, the once invincible enemy began retreating, their formations broken by a relentless hammer they could neither predict nor endure. When the smoke cleared, the Valari cities still stood scarred, burning, but alive. The human commander, General Hayes, walked through the ruined square to meet Trask. His armor was blackened, his face streaked with ash, yet his eyes were calm. "You asked for support," Hayes said, extending a soot-stained hand. "We brought an ending." Trask stared at him. This was more than defense. "You shattered them." Hayes looked at the distant stars where the remnants of the Dralek fleet limped away. "You called for help. We answered the only way we know how: fast, loud, and final." There was no triumph in his voice, only certainty, like a storm that had passed because it had no choice but to break. As the human fleet departed, leaving behind crates of supplies and medical teams, the Valari Council convened once more. "They were supposed to help," one minister murmured. "Instead, they showed the galaxy a weapon." Trask said nothing. He only watched the humans' fading trails and thought of the old Valari saying, "When the mountain calls the thunder, it cannot complain about the storm."